Holly? So as Marsh is tuning in, I'm assuming that it's about time for us to get going. So we're going to actually start moving pretty soon within the next minute. And for the people that are watching recorded, or Marcia, I can't see you yet, please have a Pilates style mat. Now, if you're new to Pilates and you're just checking it out now, maybe you decided it's time to get started with Pilates practice if you're at home, I highly recommend getting a Pilates style mat instead of a yoga mat for your practice. Pilates style mat is about 3/4 of an inch thick. And most of my clients before, when I was teaching in person that brought their own mats, we get it like at Target, they have one, I know. Mine is from Pilates.com. It's a little more expensive there. They do last a long time. But you're going to want to invest in that mat because the yoga mat is much thinner and it's not designed for Pilates. Pilates, we actually roll and do a lot more stuff on the floor where the cushioning is important. That being said, if you have one other tool, I'm going to use it in the class today. If you have either, a lot of people that are practicing Pilates have these, and if you don't, this is something else you might consider getting eventually. This is a squishy ball. It's about a 9-inch ball. They have them on Amazon and anywhere pretty much. These are handy. If you don't have one of those, but you have like a towel, either a hand towel, like this is from the bathroom, a clean one from the bathroom, and we would fold it down to a small square. This would take the place of the ball. And then the third option is like a sofa cushion or a small little pillow. A lot of people use those, like just take something off the sofa. So either one of these will be useful for practice today. Marcia, your video is freezing. I hope that that you could see me on your end. That's the important part. All right, cool. I'm going to lower the camera so you guys can see the mat, and we're going to start on the floor today. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is you're going to lay on your back. We're going to have either feet together or about hip distance apart, whatever feels better on your legs. Place your hands down by your side. We're going to start in a neutral spine position. So if you take your fingertips, slip one in the low back, there should be a little space there. That's neutral, okay? So this is called a coccyx curl. A coccyx is your tailbone. You're going to tip the tailbone towards the mat. It creates a little more arch in the low back. Then you rock the pelvis back and you roll up from the pelvis just to the base of the shoulder blades. And then we're going to roll down, ideally, one vertebra at a time. And we just kind of go through that. It's a real nice kind of motion for the pelvis. And it gets us starting to mobilize the spine. And once you have it at home and you've seen, I've done about 2 repetitions, focus on your own body with the eyes up to the ceiling. I don't want you guys to have to twist more often than you need to during the video workout. Okay? All right, and those of you watching the recording, I'm going to do one more with you, and then I'm going to watch the live participants so that I can coach them. So that's one benefit you get of coming to the class live, is I'm going to coach and teach them while they do it, okay? So everybody keep going at home. You're going to do about 4 more of these. Good. Now, Pat, as you go through it, see if you can start to tuck the pelvis and roll up a little bit higher towards the mid-back on the curling part. Take a breath in. And I want you to try to time it so you're going to inhale as you roll the pelvis up off the floor and exhale when you roll the pelvis back. Just tune in to how the breath feels, the expanding of the rib cage with the breathing as you start to loosen up. And go ahead and do one more of those. Good. All right, Pat. Now, when you come back down, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come back to a neutral pelvis, a neutral back. You're going to take the arms straight up to the ceiling, okay? Feet about hip distance apart. This is called a head roll up. So what we do is we nod the chin. When your head peels up off the floor, the arms lower down to about 6 inches from the mat. The key here is maintaining neutral pelvis. And then we're gonna roll back down. It is very common to tuck the pelvis or curl when you do this. That's how traditional gym sit-ups are normally taught, and this is Pilates, not traditional gym. So when you lift the head and lower the arms, check that your tailbone is still reaching to the mat. So it's a neutral, which means a little bit of space in the low back. Okay, you guys go. I'm gonna watch, and Pat, your pelvis is tucking just a little bit. So hold there, nod your chin a little more, and push that tailbone back to the floor and watch it. Yeah, there you go. And lower down. Great. Pat's done lots of Pilates. She's getting back into it. She said she's doing really well. So good job, Pat. Now lower down. Now we've got this, you got a pillow or whatever I told you to get. So I'm going to demonstrate with a towel because I think most of you are probably going to be using that. So with the towel, we're going to place it in between the thighs, not the knees, but the actual thigh. So a little bit below the knees. We're going to lift the feet up off the floor and push the feet together. Now the balls are nice because you have a little more space to push in, but we use what we can, right? I'm gonna actually fold mine a little bit more because I like having that something to push into. Now from here, point the toes, arms up. We're gonna do the head roll up, but this time we're gonna add squeezing that towel as we exhale, okay? Don't worry about neutral pelvis right now. You're going to inhale as you nod the chin. When you're up, you're going to exhale and squeeze that towel, really activate the inner thighs, right? And you'll feel kind of a depth happening through the lower abdominals. This can also help to stretch your back out a little bit, but don't think about all that. Just squeeze as you exhale and down. And one more, I'm going to do this whole set with you guys. Good. Okay, just take a little break. Let your thighs relax a little bit. You can do a couple of windshield wipers, hold your towel, or keep it there. Okay. Now we're going to go into something called puppet arms. So let's keep the towel. Let's keep this tabletop position of the legs. So for puppet arms, the arms go straight up to the ceiling. You turn the palms to face one another. We're going to start with the right side, and it comes from the shoulder blade. You wrap the shoulder blade around the body to reach the arm towards the ceiling. Then you let the shoulder blade drop down to the mat. So this is all coming from the shoulder blade. Go to the left side, wrap it around, and you sort of let it drop down. If it's hard to relax it enough to let it drop down, you can think about pulling it back down to the mat. And we're just alternating sides on these, really kind of waking up to the shoulder blades. Okay, last one on the left side. Okay, now we're going to go into the 100. We're going to maintain this leg position. When we exhale for the 100, we're going to squeeze into the towel. On the inhalation phase, relax the squeeze, just don't relax it so much you drop your towel. So we're going to start with the arms up, palms face away. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, come up into a tabletop hundreds. Start pumping the arms up and down. And we're going to inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. Ready? And go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, squeeze the towel hard. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 32, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 42, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 52, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 62, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 72, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 82, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 92, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 500. Last breath set here. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Okay, take your towel, lower the legs down, And you're gonna put it under the left hand. If you're using a ball, use the ball. Whatever you got, put it under the left hand. You're going to straighten out the right leg on the mat, okay? Now this is a stretch. Take the right hand out so your arms are out like a Y, like 45 degrees. We're gonna take the left knee, move it over across the right leg, let your hip roll off the mat, and extend the knee out. If you're bumping into something like me, just be careful. And this is a really nice stretch through the left chest and the lower back. Now, bend the left knee, roll the left hip back to the floor, and then extend the left leg out. Move your towel or prop to the other hand, and bend the right knee. Towel under right hand, right knee bent, arms out like a Y. Move the right knee across the left leg, the right hip rolls up, extend the right leg, extend the knee. See if you can take eyes to the ceiling. If you can, if you need to watch, you need to watch. And now bend the right knee, roll the right hip back, and extend that leg out. Let's do it one more time on each side. Move your prop. Left hand prop, left knee bent. Cross the left knee over the right. Left hip rolls off. Extend the left leg. Good, now bend the left knee, roll the left hip back, and extend the left leg. Change your prop one more time. Right hand prop, right knee bent. Drop the right knee over the left leg, right hip rolls off. Extend the right knee, feel that nice stretch. Bend the right knee, roll the right hip back, and extend the leg out. Okay, now good job. Now keep your hand on your prop. So you have the right hand, move this pillow, you have the right hand on your ball or towel. You're gonna flex the left foot. You can't see my foot, so let me fix that. So the left foot is flexed. The right leg is gonna extend to the ceiling and it has a pointed toe. I know you can't see my foot. You're gonna take the right leg across the midline of the body, around in a circle, and we're gonna do 4 circles, so 3 more. Keep the knee as straight as you can. Keep your hips against the mat. Press down a little bit into that towel or ball. Okay, when we get back to the center, we're gonna change direction of the circles. Now, these are coming from the hip socket, so think about making them nice and smooth through that hip joint. 1 more. And when you finish the circle, flex your foot so you're pushing through the heel and we start to lower it. We keep that control when we come down to the floor. All right, let's move that towel or prop to the other side so it's under your left hand. Arms are still kind of a Y shape. Flex the foot on the right leg. You should be able to see that. Now the left foot, you go pointed toe and it lifts. And start your circles here. Remember, these are coming from the hip socket. Press down a little bit with the arms and keep that pelvis neutral. Okay, when you finish the circle, we're gonna change directions. Is your toe staying pointed on the left leg? Okay, we got 1 more circle to go. So when the leg comes up, flex the foot so you're pushing out through the heel and we start to bring it down. Again, keep that control on it. All right, nice job. Now, you can put the towel off to the side. We're finished with that for now. If you like to put support under your neck, for some of you, you could put it there. I don't usually do that. Sometimes I do, but that's another use you could have for it. Now what we're gonna do is bring the knees into your chest. We're gonna put the hands on the shins. And if you're comfortable enough to lift the head, no injuries there, go ahead and do that. So for the single leg stretch, we're gonna take the right leg out. So you can see my foot is a couple of feet off the floor. I'm doing that so my back can stay imprinted. My pelvis is tilting into the mat. So I'm not neutral, I'm rounding the back towards the floor. And we're just gonna switch legs. Now reach that left leg out. Assess your precision of your position before you change to the other side. The elbows stay wide on this exercise and your hands go over the shin bone.
below the knee, not on the knee. Make sure you're not creating excess tension through your neck. If you need to watch the video, you may, if you're at home, you could rewind it so that you can practice eyes forward during this exercise. We're gonna do 2 more sets. Actually, it's 3 more repetitions, 2 more repetitions. Last one, bring it in, and then relax your neck down, okay? So as we lift into the neck position, I get a lot of questions about this. If you have tension, I'm sorry, but as we strengthen the front of the neck muscles, it can help with some of that back of the neck tension. You just wanna make sure you're not adding too much tension or pain. So always monitor yourself. So the next one, we're gonna do another head lifted position, holding both legs, stretch both legs out, the arms go up, big circle, bring the knees back in, okay? Press it out, arms go up, big circle of the arms, and legs come back in. So the legs are just reaching out and back in. The arms are doing most of this beautiful choreography. Up, big circle, and in. Let's do 2 more. And last one. Awesome. Okay, go ahead and lower your feet down. Your head's gonna stay down. Now this next one is for the abs as well. It's called a double leg lower. And I want you guys to make a little triangle of the index finger and thumb. And you're gonna put this underneath basically your sacrum. Your sacrum is between the pelvis and lower spine. And it's a triangular shaped bone, incidentally enough. Now from there, extend the knees to the ceiling and your feet are gonna be flexed. Try to practice this with your eyes up or looking at your feet. And you're gonna lower the legs to about 45 degrees down. So that's about halfway between the ceiling and the floor. And then we go back up to vertical. Now, when you come up, try not to go so high that your pelvis rolls a lot off the hands. You want to keep that pelvis anchored down into the hands towards the floor. And down, and up. Okay, we're going to do 1 more. See how low you can go, keeping good form. Watching. Nice pat, and bend the knees, bring it in. All right, I think Pat is enjoying this, getting back to her Pilates practice. Awesome. Now, this next one from the abdominal series, from the mat work, we take the hands behind the head. Now, I don't teach interlacing the hands. I think it puts too much pressure with your hands. So you just stack the hands like a sandwich, okay? Place the hands behind your head, elbows stay wide. Now, we're going to bring the chin up a little bit, your elbows stay wide. Extend the left leg out, rotate towards the inside of the right leg, look at the elbow on the floor behind you. It's a lot to do, right? Come to the center. Now we're gonna do it to the other side. Extend the right leg, rotate, and look back to the left elbow, and come back in. Head stays lifted. And again, alternate sides, working on stability through the trunk and torso. So we're trying not to rock and roll off the mat as we go through this nice rotation abdominal exercise. Okay, 1 more on each side. Great job keeping those elbows wide, Pat. Come back in, lower it down. All right, well done. Now we're gonna come up to a seated position so you can kind of roll yourself up. Hey, Marcia, I see you now. Awesome. I'm gonna move you to the big screen. Hi. There we go. Awesome. I got you too, Pat. Now I got both of you on the big screen. I still see you, Pat. All right, beautiful. Okay, great. All right, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna practice some of rolling from Pilates. So you're gonna scooch towards one edge of the mat. Make sure you have a safe space behind you to roll. We're gonna pick the feet up
and you're gonna point the toes. Your knees are about shoulder width apart and your hands are on the lower leg, not on the knee. So we start by pulling the navel back. It creates a C-shaped curve at the back. You roll, just don't hit your head, right? Nice, Marcia. Very good. Keep your eyes on your navel. It will help the back stay a little more round so that it's a smooth, like, it should be like a spinal massage. Very nice. Good, last one, ladies. All right, beautiful work on your rolling. All right, let's scooch over to the center of the mat. It's always fun to roll, right? So we're gonna sit in a cross-legged position and you're gonna sit up nice and straight. We're gonna do some side bends. So take the arms to the side, just a little bit in front of your shoulder. Start with your right side. You're gonna move that hand towards the floor and then reach up and over, make a C shape with your left arm. Come back up through the center and then go to the other side. So it's a very curvilinear movement and we create this flow. So we go through the center and we kind of start spiraling over or bending over towards the other side. Lovely. Good. One more time over towards your left. Excellent. Come back up to the center and then go ahead and float your arms down. Cool. Now we're going to go to some of the side lying exercises. We're going to start with something called side kick. So we're going to set up for that. So we're going to come onto either side that works for you. And you're going to straighten the knees. You're going to flex the feet. So in this position, you want your hips to be stacked and you could feel that with your hand. You want to make sure that you're not way forward or way back, right? We want to do what feels like they're stacked to us, okay? Take that hand now, put it in front of your chest, just on the mat for support. So again, we don't want to wobble the hips when we do this. We're going to take the top leg up, just about hip joint height. Nice, Marcia. Now take the top leg and you're just going to swing it forward, controlled, so you get a good amount of stretch. Now the back should round just a little bit back in this position. And now take the leg behind you, point the toe, your ribs should lift and come slightly forward. Now this back motion helps prevent the pelvis from wobbling. So when you swing the leg forward, you sort of pull in, let the ribs sink a little bit towards the floor, and the ribs lift and come a little bit forward here, right? Good. All right, great job, ladies. Now we're going to add the actual kicking motion to it. So come back to center. So we've got a nice control. Now we kick in front, we point the toe, and then we kick and back. Nice. Two more. I'm going to straighten my neck out. I'm having fun watching everybody, but I should be doing my eyes forward. And that's the last one here on this side. Great job. Go ahead and lower the leg down, okay? Now for the next one, we're actually gonna lay down on the arm. So instead of propping ourselves up, we turn the palm to face the ceiling and we keep that hand in front. This will require a little more skill to prevent from wobbling the pelvis. Now flex the feet, lift both feet up. Take the top leg a little bit forward, the bottom leg a little bit back. Make sure you keep balance for your own body. And then you switch. So it's very controlled. We don't want to get wild and start wobbling. So it requires a lot of thought. Keep reaching out through the heels to keep that length on your legs. Nice. Good. One more. And then bring the legs together, lower them down. All right, well done. Now, from this position, let's go ahead and prop ourselves back up. So
This next one we're going to do is called develope envelope. So from this lifted position, take the top leg, point the toe, externally rotate your thigh. We slide the foot in, extend the leg, foot flexes. Now we internally rotate to lower down. I know it's got a lot, but it feels good. So you point the toe, turn out, slide the foot, extend the leg, flex the foot, internally rotate. So it's got this externally rotate and then internally rotation through here, yeah? And it just feels like this nice kind of reaching, right? Now we're gonna reverse it. So stay with me here. We're gonna flex the foot, internally rotate the leg. It lifts up straight. You point it, you externally rotate, you bend that knee, and then slide it out. Are you still engaging those abs? That will keep you from sinking down into it so you can maintain that nice posture. Nice. Ladies, one more. All right. Great job. All right, let's go ahead and change to the other side. Got some great Pilates students here that have done this before, I can tell. All right, so the first one, we're lifted. Remember, we don't want to sink. So you reach that forearm into the floor and that helps with some of the lift. So we're going to lift the leg up. We're going to do a controlled, without the kicking, we're just going to control the leg, move it in front, point the toe, and move it back. So remember what we worked on with the ribs. The ribs start to round a little bit towards the floor. And then when we lift it back, they come up and slightly forward. And all that's to help keep the pelvis really stable. Nice, good. Probably feeling a pretty intense stretch, right, Marcia? Stretch your hamstrings out a little bit. So flex the foot. Now we're going to add that kicking motion. And then we point the toe and kick back. Make sure you're taking some nice deep breaths that will also help with the posture of it. Good. Now bring the leg back to center, lower it down, and now we're going to relax down. So we just kind of lay on the arm more or less like a pillow in this one. So for this one, it's flexing the feet. We lift them. Again, it's a little more challenging. This is a higher level exercise than the previous one because it's really easy to wobble. So if you're wobbling a lot, make it a smaller scissoring motion. I have scoliosis, so I've had a lot of challenges when I was learning and practicing these from wobbling. And this side is my harder side. You may see a little bit of wobbling. I'm just trying to keep it as stable as I can. So you guys do the same, as stable as you can. And if this is too easy, the smaller range of motion, you could try going a little bit further apart with the legs. Okay, one more. Awesome, ladies, bring the legs together and then bring them down to the floor. Great, so now we're gonna come back up on the arm. So you're gonna press that forearm down into the mat. Okay, keep the hand in front. Top leg, point the toe, turn out, slide the foot in, extend the knee, flex the foot, internally rotate. So we're just creating a lot of motion and really opening up that range of motion through the hip. Right, point, turn out, slide the foot, straighten the knee, flex the foot, internally rotate it. And then I start to feel it in my abs because you have to maintain some contraction, again, to prevent from wobbling. Now we're going to reverse it. So the foot is flexed. We internally rotate, lift it, point the toe, externally rotate, bend the knee, and now slide the foot out. Flex the foot, internally rotate, lift it, point the toe, bend the knee, slide it out. Good. Nice, ladies. One more. Really strengthening for the outer hips. And bring it down. Good. So if you feel it here, good job. All right, so let's come up to a seated position. And we're just gonna do a little stretch for the area in the outer hips that we just worked out. So you're gonna sit in this staggered sit. And this is a stretch. So if you look at yourself, you have one foot that's towards the back. We're not gonna worry about that side right now. We're gonna stretch over the leg that's in front. So you get tall, round over the leg in front, over that thigh, hands on either side of the knee. Now, I'm gonna do it first, and then you guys don't wanna watch me when you do it because you're gonna tune into your bodies, but you're gonna round into what feels like a comfortable level of stretch for you. Make sure it's not too deep. You might not be able to bring your nose to the knee. Most people can't. So only go to feels like, and there's some people that are gonna probably hit their head because they're so flexible. So just be careful and tune into it. Looks good. All right, slowly kind of crawl your way back up. So you can kind of shift the weight a little bit on the hands, kind of work your way back up. Switch your legs to the other way. And of course, we're gonna do it on this side, right? So we get tall first, and then you sort of go into it like that. Relax your neck into that. Take some nice deep breaths. It's a great stretch. It's one of my go-to stretches for your back. It gets some of the hamstrings. It gets the glutes and the hips. It gets the lats and the upper back. So it gets a 4 major muscles that are huge muscles that often are the ones we get tied in. Nice, ladies, go ahead and crawl your way back up out of that stretch. Perfect. Okay, so let's go on to hands and knees now. Okay, now for this one, we're gonna point the toes. We're gonna turn the fingertips inward. So it's a little internal rotation on the shoulder. I'm gonna go this way because my microphone's over here. So it sounds better, I think, over here. You're gonna lift the tailbone and your chest comes up. So we're arching the back. Maintaining the arched back, you bend the elbows to bring your chest towards the floor. Then you nod the chin, drop the tailbone to the floor so it's a round back stretch as we straighten the arms. Okay, so with the arms straight, we get a nice arch, tailbone up, chest forward. Bend the elbows, maintain the arch till you get to the floor, and then you drop the chin, drop the tailbone, and it creates this, it's like a cat stretch. It's called lion drinking. So it's like a big mama cat lion. You come down, and then you round. Okay, I'm gonna watch you girls so I can coach you. Good, Marcia. Drop your chin, tailbone, nice, ladies, perfect. Okay, great job. Now from here, turn your fingertips back forward, and we're gonna come into a forearm plank position. We're gonna hold it for 30 seconds. So from here, we get down onto the forearms. I like to interlace my hands. I think it feels very secure. And then we go out, the toes are down so we can get into a nice neutral plank position. So we can just do a little practice run here for about 10 seconds. You want to keep your eyes on your thumbs. You do not want to be looking at the camera unless you have a really good position for your TV setup. But you don't want to be rotated. So that's the position you're going to do. If you guys know it, so come out of it for a second. That was about a 10-second dry run. So we're gonna do a 30-second hold, and I'm gonna watch you guys, and I'll coach you on your form if it doesn't look neutral. Does that sound good? All right, so let's go ahead and go into it. I got a stopwatch here. So as soon as you both get into it, I'll start counting. Good, you are both into it. I'm gonna start counting. Good job. Keep reaching those forearms into the mat. Nice. Pat, nod your chin about a 1/2 inch. There. Almost there. These guys got it, no problem. That's 30 seconds. I'm sure they could have gone about a minute. Go ahead and lower down from that plank position and just do a little child's pose or like a low back stretch and stretch out your back after that. Plank is a great exercise. Everybody knows that. I like the forearm plank because it leaves pressure out of the hands. We don't need to add pressure there. It's a great back strengthener, back side of the body, and also ab flattener. So it's something you can practice. You can do a couple of those a day to do like a little check-in and to keep toning through it, flattening those abs. All right, great job. Now we're going to come on down to your stomach. Okay, so we're going to interlace the fingers again, forearms down. Okay, this time though, our pelvis is on the floor. We're not in a plank. And we're lifting that chest. Make sure you have the abs pulled in. We don't want to be, we're not watching TV chilling on the floor, right? So we've got the abs tightened, legs are together, toes are pointed. This is called a single leg kick. So we're going to start on the right leg. It's 2 kicks to the butt. You lower it down. We go to the left. I have a pointed toe for both kicks. Kick, kick, down, kick, kick, and down. Keep the abs nice and tight. And down, kick, kick. Nice, ladies. Let's go to a flexed foot. So we kick, kick, foot is flexed. Other leg, same thing. Foot flexed, kick, kick. Keep your abs tight. And flex, flex. Okay, now the next one, we're going to point and then flex. So it's 2 kicks. Pointed toe, flexed foot, down. Right? Other leg, pointed toe, flex foot down. Great. Okay, perfect. Now go ahead and come on down from that. Now the next one is a double leg kick. So that was a single. So for the double leg, you're going to turn onto one cheek. So both of you are going to lay, it looks like on your left cheek to see the camera. And again, I'll demonstrate one before you do it. So we're going to have arms by the side with the palms up, legs together. The whole thing is done with a pointed toe. The double leg kick is 3 kicks to the butt, and then we arch up and change sides. So I'm going to demonstrate that. I got 3 kicks, arch up, change sides, change sides. Okay. So nobody should be watching me the whole time when they're doing that. I hope that was enough of a demo. So go ahead and start. Both of you go. Kick 3 times and then arch up. Good. Change sides. There you go. The key with this is when you arch up, the head turns center. So you'd be basically looking at the mat, probably about 6 inches in front of your nose is where your eyes will be, right? We don't want to be arching up and still rotated. We're always working on centering with Pilates, and we're working on kind of making both sides of the body as even as we can. So we get a lot of great feedback from Pilates when we're doing funny rotations or something like that. So it's an opportunity to kind of organize all that, straighten yourself out. So just check for that center position on the arch. Beautiful. And one more, ladies. And coming back down. Great job. Perfect. Now from here, let's just do a little child's pose again. Stretch the back out. It's nice to stretch your back out in between a lot of these back exercises. Take a couple of deep breaths. Feel your back relax into that. Okay. All right, very good. Now we're gonna change body positions again. We're gonna do something called seal. So seal is rolling and we clap our feet. So, and we make noise. So I want everyone to make noise on this. So we're gonna bark like a seal. So we're gonna do 3 barks. So you get into this ball position, but it's a little different because you put the hands between the leg opening and you hold the top of the feet. The toes are pointed and it's 3 art, 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 and then 3 more of those art, art, art. Let's do it fast. Art, art, art. Art, art, art. Art, art, art. Art, art. Are you clapping at home or are you just listening?
Arc, arc, arc.
Thank you. Art, art, art. I love it. Or you could, if you like cats, you could meow, 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 meow.
What do you have to do, Holly?
Your pets are going to start howling in a second.
The dog hasn't busted through.
Okay, that's enough of those. All right, come on. Those were awesome. Some awesome seals today. Beautiful.
You just made that up. There's no way. Okay.
All right, so now we have some more time. Let's practice our teaser. Do you guys want to do teaser?
Sure.
You familiar with that? So we're gonna do, let's practice a couple of versions of teaser. So we're gonna practice a baby teaser first. So the baby teaser is the nice way to work on it. So you have the knees bent, you take your hands and you just put them behind the thighs. You start with the head flat and the knees are bent, feet are lifted. I'm gonna curl my upper body up and then I'm gonna go into the pike. So my hands help me. So I nod the chin. As I lift the upper body, I kind of kick my legs out and it gets you right up on the pelvis for that teaser. If you're confident with that, you can let go of the hands, point to the toes. Just bring the hands back so you can kind of come down nice and easy. All right, let me watch you guys do that. So if you're watching at home and you haven't practiced teaser ever or in a while, this is a really kind of nice way. It massages the spine on the way down. Beautiful, ladies. And it develops that core strength and control, that body control. Nice. Now we can practice going into a more full version. So the more full version, we start with the feet on the floor. So your legs are straight. We're going to start with the arms straight up. And now we don't have the hands to help, so we need that core strength to lift the legs. So we just go right up into that pike. Okay, let's try that one. Beautiful. Excellent. Now I'm going to show you one more option to practice. This will be the last one that we practice. We're going to come up. This is the more advanced version, right? This is the advanced teaser. So we start with the arms back overhead instead of straight up. Now the key for you is if you are lifting your ribs when your arms come back, that's not good. So you need to keep the ribs down to bring the arms back. So you can see how far your arms can go while you keep the ribs down. That's going to be important. We're going to come up into the pike and we're going to do 3 big arm circles. It doesn't matter which direction the circles are in. So ribs down. And then we just kind of come back down. All right, ladies. I love it. One more, you guys, just change the direction of your arm circles. Make it nice and complete. Beautiful. Great teasers. Right, such a powerful move, and it feels really nice, yeah? Great job on those. Okay, so let's do a couple of things. We're gonna do some stretches. We're gonna go into an all-fours position, and this is called thread the needle. So thread the needle is nice. It's going to stretch out some of the lats, some stuff around the shoulder blades. So from a neutral position, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, take your right hand off the mat and just put it above your chest, like not on it, but a few inches from it. Rotate to the right. We extend the arm up to this nice chest stretch. Now we thread the needle. So the arm goes through the opening. You bend the other elbow to bring your head down to the mat. Try to do that if you can. If you have the flexibility, it can really help your neck relax. We don't want to add tension through the neck as we do this. So again, monitor your own body. It's ideal to have your eyes look towards the hand that's moving. So as my right arm comes out, I'm really looking at my wrist. It feels better for me than my fingertips. But you're moving your eyes in that same direction. Okay, come back to neutral, so both hands on the mat, and we'll do those on the other side. So set up, make sure your body weight's even, hand above the chest, rotate, stretch it out, bring it in, lower the head down, and it's called a twisted child's pose when you lower the head down. This position here is considered a twisted child's pose. Up and down. And then one more on this side. Rotate, stretch out the chest. Come down into twisted child's pose. And to be fully honest, twisted child's pose straightens the other arm. But not everyone can do that because of elbow stuff. So this or this would be a twisted child's pose. Okay, let's come back up off the mat off of that one. Nice. Good. Let's go ahead and switch positions back onto your back. So we're going to lay down. We're going to do a couple of bridges to stretch the hips out a little more. So we're going to do a bridge with the feet turned out about 45 degrees. Arms down by your side. We're going to lift the hips just enough to start to stretch out your thighs and those quads. Okay. We're going to stay neutral and bring the hips right back to the floor. Okay, so we're not going to roll. We're just going to lift up into the stretch. Feel that lengthening through the hips. Good. And we're going to come down. One more. There's some drumming outside right now. I live downtown, so there's something going on, but honestly, it sounds kind of fun. I don't really know what they're doing, but it sounds like a parade outside right now, but I'm sure it's a protest and not a parade. So I'll go check that out later. Now go ahead and walk your feet in towards each other, and we're gonna roll over to your side. So it looks like you ladies will both be rolling to your right side. So the legs should just have stayed stacked. You're gonna let your head rest down and arms come in front. Okay, so for this exercise, it's called telescoping arms. You're going to take the hand that's on top. It slides over the bottom arm, and watch me first. You lift the elbow to the ceiling, then it reaches behind you, and you slowly kind of unwind that arm. Basically, you bring it back to straight, but not with tension. Then we slowly kind of bend the elbow. That arm stays very relaxed. You lift the elbow up towards the ceiling, and you slide the hand back out past the bottom hand, right? So try this one, taking it really easy. You want to avoid creating a lot of tension, and it can be a really nice way to stretch out, again, through the chest, through the back. Keep it nice and easy. Elbow comes up. The hand, there you go, Pat. It's nice and easy, right? And you slide out. Okay, I'm going to watch the students live, so go ahead, do a couple more on this side. You guys like this one?
Yeah.
Feels good. Great. Now, we're going to do the other side. You have a couple of options. From the position you are currently in, which is here, you could simply roll over, depending on the space that you have available or your level of laziness. That could be nice. If that doesn't feel good, you don't have a lot of space behind you, you can switch your head to the other side. So it's purely based on your space and how you feel. Just, I don't want you guys to tense out or anything. Just stay nice and relaxed. So we're going to start with the hands in front. The legs are stacked. And just start to stretch out the top arm a little bit and lengthen it, and then slide it over that bottom arm. Again, the elbow lifts up towards the ceiling. The arm moves behind us and we straighten it out. I'm running out of room, so I'm going to improvise there. Okay. And now lift the elbow up to the ceiling. Slide the hand across the bottom arm and nice and easy. Okay, keep going at home. All right, beautiful job, ladies. The live students are just finishing up the last of the telescoping arm stretch. And I think they like it. I hope you liked all this, everyone watching at home. Thanks, ladies, for joining in. Pat and Marcia, pleasure to work with you.